Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Hendrick BMW Northlake. We're going to take a look at one of their 2022 BMW X7 Xdrive40i's. So huge shout out to them for providing this massive SUV for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. All that info is down in the description. The X7 that you see behind me is finished off in mineral white metallic with an MSRP just under $90,000. And to start off today's review, we're going to take a look at what powers this X7. Underneath the hood is the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder twin power turbocharged engine paired to the 8-speed Steptronic automatic transmission, and it pumps out 335 horsepower around 5,500 RPM and 330 pound-feet of torque as low as 1,500 RPM. That power sent through the Xdrive all-wheel drive system. This weighs in right around 5,300 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds, up to its top speed of 155 miles an hour, and it has a fuel capacity of 21.9 gallons. You'll expect the fuel economy to be 19 miles per gallon in the city and 24 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 122.2 inches. Its overall length is 203.3. It has a width of 78.7, a height of 71.1, and its ground clearance measures in at 8.7 inches. And now as we move on to the exterior styling, this one is pretty much fully loaded, so it has a lot of awesome exterior goodies. We're gonna start off with the massive kidney design for the grille, finished off in chrome on this model. All of the vertical slats are finished off in more of a brush trim to give it a two-tone design. This even has active grille shutters just behind those to help improve with better aerodynamics. There's a nicely incorporated forward-facing camera at the bottom, as well as all of the parking sensors that run throughout this bumper as well. And then moving on to these LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. The headlight housing itself is very sleek, going right off the corner of that grille. The DRLs also have a nice C-shaped design to them underneath the headlights and the high beams, with the turn signal in the upper section of the housing. Definitely gives it a great design for this front end. And this even has LED fog lights at the very lower section of the corners on both sides. There's some chrome trim surrounding those pieces as well, just to break it up. And this even has a forward-facing sensor, which is a part of the adaptive cruise and all of that technology. And there's very clean lines that run down the hood, meeting the top of the grille, as well as the top of the headlight housings very nicely. And moving on to the side profile, this has the upgraded 22-inch wheels with a multi-spoke design as well as a two-tone finish. Definitely gives it a great luxury look. There's a chrome trim piece just behind that leading all the way to the back doors. Really nice lines flow down the side profile as well as the fender arches too, just giving it a great look. This has body-colored side mirrors with the base of them being finished off in gloss black. And it also has a camera as well as the integrated turn signal. Up on the roof is the full panoramic roof along with the brush trim for the roof racks. It's even surrounding the window trim too. And there's a really clean line just underneath the height of the door handles. And making our way to the rear, this has a body-colored spoiler with the integrated third brake light. Gloss black trim pieces are on both sides just to tie it in nicely with the rear glass. The wiper blade is mounted in the lower section to give the driver better visibility. There's a chrome trim piece connecting both of the LED taillights running right through the middle of this power liftgate, where this also has a backup camera right in the middle. All the parking sensors are down below, as well as the dual exhaust. More of that brush trim just to break it up some. And this even has a towing capacity around 5,400 pounds. Very healthy for the size of this vehicle, making it very practical to own. And then as we move on to the cargo space now, you can use the button on the key fob, or I can just use the electronic button up underneath BMW. And this does have the split style for the liftgate. So as you can tell, the upper one will automatically open up. And then from there, you can push on this button on the left side and the lower section will automatically go down. So if you're tailgating, you'd like somewhere to sit, or you just want your load height to be away from the bumper, so when you put items in and out, you're not going to risk touching the bumper. It's a really cool split style design. And this is a 3-row vehicle with the 3rd row currently up. There's a good amount of storage space where you can place items if you have this packed full of people. Underneath the floor is even a lot more storage, as well as this removable cover. You can store it out of the way if you're not going to use it. Plenty of room to put even more items and hide them away. And then you can also remove this cover and fold the seats down. So we're gonna start off with the 3rd row seating. Over on this driver's side, if I just hold on both of these buttons, the headrests will automatically fold down if they're already up. And then by holding on these buttons, they will fold down giving you a lot more storage in the back if you do have second row passengers. Now the 2 buttons in front of that, if I hold on these, it will just move the second row forward, and then you cannot actually fold the second row completely flat. You can, however, move them out of the way, giving you a little bit more space. And then if you just want to push on one button, we have maximum storage and maximum people. So if I push on max storage, the third row will fold down, the second row will slide forwards, maximum people will bring everything back up. And then to close the lift gates, you can push this button on the left side, which is the one to open it. The one on the right side will actually lower the rear end of this vehicle. So like I mentioned earlier with the load height, now you have a much lower load height in order to put items in and out. And up top is lock on one side. If I push the one on the left side, it will close both of them at once. So it's nice to have that one button to do both of those tailgates. And now let's work our way to the back seating, where you can lock and unlock the vehicle using this door handle, which is great to see. And this interior leather is called Tartufo. It's a really nice brown with all of the dark stitching. The window control is finished off in brushed aluminum, as well as all the sunshade adjustments, which I'll show later. The release handle is finished off in brushed aluminum. This even has the interior ambient lighting package with more brushed aluminum, some wood trim, plenty of storage space in the lower section of the door, as well as one of the speakers. And now moving our way to the third row with the second row seating, all I need to do is pull on that tab and the seat will automatically make its way forwards, giving me plenty of room to hop into this third row. So at 5'10", I have plenty of space, and there are captain's chairs for the second row seating, so there's a little bit of space in between, and as you can tell, there is plenty of foot room. The second row also slides forwards and backwards, so if you need a little bit more room, you can adjust those as needed. And I have around an inch or so above my head, so it's actually pretty spacious. I could be back here and ride around town, maybe go on a quick trip. The third row passengers even have that ambient lighting, as well as an armrest and a cup holder, and then a pretty good amount of visibility. Even with that pillar there, you can easily see out. There's some nice Alcantara on parts of the headliner. It's even covering the entire upper section as well. There's also climate controls back here. So there's air vents, as well as having heated seats, where you'd like the air to go, temperature controls, all of that for your third row, even a sunroof. So it's great to see that for your third row passengers. There are definitely a lot of amenities. Now going back to the second row, if I put that seat all the way back, it will automatically slide back to the position that it was in. So it's great to see that. And while it's still moving, I'm gonna go ahead and make my way into the seat where I have plenty of room. The front seat is also adjusting back to where that was. So everything will go back to where it was set. And I can further slide this seat back to give me a little bit more leg room. And again, at 5'10", plenty of room. I have a few inches above my head as well. And these seats are all automatic, so you can also recline them and just be a little bit more comfortable in the back of your X7 with your adjustable armrest that you can lock into place, which is of course great to see. And then right in the middle, we have the second row seating adjustments for the heated seats, all of the other buttons for the AC, as well as that small screen. There are 2 air vents, along with a little bit of storage space underneath. You could place your phone or other items. And then there's a 12 volt along with 2 USBs, 2 cup holders in the floor, and the X7 is just behind that. There's also more charging ports behind the front seats and an area where you could hook up an attachment to place a tablet. So you could be in the second row, watch a movie or something if you're on a trip. And there's even some storage bins behind both front seats as well. And then like I mentioned earlier, over on the door panel are all of these sunshade adjustments. The one on the upper left will control this door, of course, and you can put it up and down. The one on the right side will adjust the passenger one, so you can quickly put that up and down. On the back left, if I push on this one, this is actually for the entire sunshade. So you can open and close that if you'd like to from the second row. And then the last one, you can use this to adjust the one for the third row passengers. So you can be as comfortable as you want in the back seats. And just to take a look at that interior ambient lighting, while we do have some shade, it's currently purple. It's a really nice touch. And before we move on to the front seats, this X7 does have remote start. So in order to activate that, all I need to do is push on the lock button 3 times in a row, and it will automatically start up, which is a really nice feature to have. And if you do want to shut it off for whatever reason, simply just triple tap that button again and it will shut off. And then from there, I can unlock the vehicle. The door handle is just like the rear one, of course, so you can use that to lock it. And the door panel is finished off in that same brown leather with all the stitching, brushed aluminum, all the controls for the side mirror adjustments, even the memory seating adjustments. You can adjust the passenger seat, being able to move them forwards and backwards. This even has massaging seats. Really nice to see that. All of the wood trim, tons of storage space in the lower section of that door. And then moving on to these front seats, they have a great design, just like the rest of the seating, obviously. And all of the buttons to control this seat are down on the side, of course. And at 5'10", it's very easy to hop into the front seats. Door sill is very low. And then making your way to the steering wheel, completely covered in solid black leather with black stitching, more brushed aluminum. This is even a heated steering wheel. And then on the left side is all the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings. On the right side is volume and tuning, as well as Bluetooth and voice commands. But let's fire this X7 back up. With my foot on the brake, that button is down below, and we can bring this back to life. And coming back to this digital gauge cluster, on the left side is the fuel gauge as well as miles per hour. On the right side is the tach and the engine temperature. The navigation is also being shown right in the middle, so it's great to have that. And then within the tach, you can go through a lot more information using this button on the top of the turn signal stalk. So currently it's showing the driving mode as well as what gear the vehicle is in. If I push on it once, we can also pull up the average MPG. You can pull up some data information if you'd like to monitor that, as well as live readouts for horsepower and torque. So if I give the vehicle some gas, those will adjust as needed. There's also the G-force meter that you can look at, as well as music. This does also feature brushed aluminum on the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, so you can use those if you'd like to. And then over on the left side, there's a good amount of storage space down below where you could place any items if you'd like to. All of the headlights, parking lights, and fog light adjustments are right there, as well as a dimmer switch for the gauges. More of that brushed aluminum and wood trim. This even has the heads-up display, so it's showing the speed limit sign as well as the miles per hour. And then right in the middle is this massive touchscreen system. You can go through a lot of information. Currently, this is on the home screen where it will show up your navigation along with music and phone. I can swipe over, look at some more data information as well as the traffic and the compass, even pull up the date, the news, any weather information that you'd like to look at. And then on this left side is all of the presets, which are fixed. I'm going to use all the controls to further go through that info. So there's shortcuts to map and navigation, as well as home, media and phone, the rotary dial, and a few buttons just underneath that. So by using that rotary dial on this left side, you can see media and phone. If I click on navigation, you can pull that up in full screen to go through all of that info. Going into car now, there's a lot more information to go through. From your driving information, you can go into sport display. So if you want to monitor this information in your X7, you can, which is kind of cool to see. Going into X View now, you can pull up the suspension level as well as the compass, look at your degrees as well as your altitude. Pretty neat to be able to monitor that information. There's also energy flow as well. Vehicle status will go through some general information if you want to monitor any of that. And settings has everything that you'd like to configure, from your interior ambient lighting, your climate control. You can adjust the remote start if you want to have that on or not, the different driving modes, your driver assistance. There is a lot of information to configure. You can also pull up your owner's manual if you'd like to. And just underneath that, there's another interior ambient lighting strip running just above this wood trim, and there's more brushed aluminum surrounding that. There's even a shortcut to the intelligent safety. So if we go into this, you can configure everything from the forward collision, the side collision, lane departure, blind spot, steering intervention. All that information is quickly accessible. And then moving on to more of these controls, there's two air vents. Right in the middle is all of the AC controls finished off in brushed aluminum. This has a dual zone system. So there's temperature and fan speed for driver and passenger. This even has heated front seats, so those controls are on both sides with more of the recirc and where you'd like the air to go. Making your way below that are all the presets for the audio, as well as power and volume. Tuning is on that right side. And at the very bottom is a wireless charging pad on the back side, along with a 12 volt and a USB. There's two cup holders. You can even chill these as well or heat them depending on the drink that you have. Really cool to see that. If I close this up, there's even more wood trim, more brushed aluminum, and that interior ambient lighting strip. Even adjustment for the suspension, for the ride height. So I can push on that, raise this vehicle all the way up, and you will see you can get a little bit more ground clearance as well if you need it. There's a downhill assist control as well as the electronic parking brake. And then over on this left side are all of the different driving modes. So if I click on this once, we have Sport and Sport Individual. The one underneath it is Comfort. You will see the gauge cluster change. There's even Eco Pro and Eco Pro Individual. And the last one is the Adaptive mode. So just depending on how you want the vehicle to drive, it will automatically adapt to the conditions. And then also over on this left side is traction control. Parking sensors can be turned on and off. And then there's even a shortcut to the camera system. So talking about this 3D camera system, this is the rear facing camera right now. As you can see, it's in full screen. If I put the vehicle into reverse, now we have the top down view over on the right side with a few shortcuts shot so you can see around the exterior of this vehicle. If I swipe over now, we have the 3D view. You can use your hand with the gesture control or just push on these buttons here and you can see exactly what's around the entire exterior, giving you no visibility issues. The last one is the car wash setting, or you can use this when you're pulling into a parking space to give you that top-down view if you need it. This even has the automatic parking, so it will help you in parallel parking, and the backup assistance. With this shifter too, it's finished off in crystal, which is a really nice touch. Park is also on the back side. If I go down into drive and pop it over into the manual setting, that's how you can shift using this or the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters as needed. And then just behind that, we have the armrest. I can open up that split design just by pushing on that button. There's a USB-C, so you can charge electronics in there if needed. And over on the glove box side, plenty of room for all of that information. We'll take one last look at this interior. Very beautiful spec for this X7. And up top, we have that sunroof, so I can easily open that up. This even has some technology in the sunroof itself, so it can dim to take some of that lighting out just to protect you a little bit more. Up top, there's even the dome lights, and we can adjust some of the other sunshades as well. So as we get behind the wheel of this 2022 BMW X7 now, this is a very ultra luxurious jumbo SUV that has so much to offer for all of your passengers. There's a lot of amenities, even all of the controls for your third row passengers makes it enjoyable to be all the way in the back, which is great to see. This has the massaging seats, which I didn't talk about too much, but if I push on this button, I can go through the shoulder, lumbar, upper body, whole body, go through different levels. You can be comfortable while you're driving this around, along with that adaptive suspension, just to give you the ultimate driving machine and make it very comfortable at the same time. Now, with that being said, I can pop it over into the manual setting. I need to shut off the massaging seats there. We'll give it some gas in third gear. And not only are the paddles incredibly responsive for the size of this vehicle, it will get up and move. Now that was a light acceleration. As we come around this turn, just going at a normal rate of speed. I mean, it handles its weight well. I love how BMWs drive, especially with the top dog here, the X7. Handles well just going at a normal speed. It's not a performance-oriented vehicle. However, you can get some higher trim levels if you want a little bit more performance. And now as we switch over to the POV angle, you can see what it's like to be behind the wheel of this X7 and how luxurious it is from the driver's seat. So I currently have it in the normal setting. We are still in comfort mode. And like I mentioned, it is so nice to drive, very smooth. And as far as visibility goes, looking over this right shoulder, I can see all the way to the back. Even like I mentioned earlier with that pillar, it's not really all that bulky, so it is easy to see in all directions. And we have that 3D camera system if you need a little bit more visibility. And then giving it an acceleration from first, just a mild acceleration, and there are no power issues. This can definitely handle its weight with the amount of power that it has to offer. And talking about the adaptive cruise, while we have some vehicles in front of us, I can quickly set it. I can also push on the mode button, so we can go between the distance control as well as the assisted driving, which is currently on. And now the distance control, just by using plus and minus, I can control how close I want to be to the vehicles. I can also monitor my speed. And then with the assisted driving, it's going to take this turn for me. Now I will say with the assisted driving, it's not going to take very tight corners, so obviously you need to have your hands on the wheel and paying attention. It's mainly for being out on the highway just to keep you in your lane and centered, but it's still a phenomenal system. This is the full adaptive cruise as well, so if the traffic in front of me came to a stop, this vehicle would come to a complete stop and then proceed as the traffic started moving. But that's gonna wrap it up for this 2022 BMW X7 Xdrive40i. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this massive SUV for me today. Make sure you check out their website. That link is down in the description. Give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.